You're probably already feeling it, but things are about to get a little tight around here. The big players are already warning us that
the economy does not look great right now.
The economy is retracting, and that means
I expect things to be difficult.
Customers are spending less, there are big layoffs in tech, and other companies are looking for any excuse to replace a person with a bot. As scary as all this sounds, this is the biggest opportunity of our lifetimes. G'day, my name's Josh, and the goal of this channel is to provide you with actionable AI content without all of the hype so you can live a leveraged lifestyle. The reality is that recessions come and go, and Richard Branson is famously quoted saying that recessions are where the biggest opportunities are and where fortunes are made. Some of the largest companies of today were started in a recession, whether it's Microsoft, Airbnb, Activision Blizzard, LinkedIn, and a bunch of others. And the biggest investors in the world keep a huge chunk of cash to make big investments at times like this. Here are 3 things I've done to stay ahead of the curve and use AI to put myself in the best position possible for security and to be able to make the most amount of money. Number 1, and most importantly, is doing an audit. This allowed me to reduce the amount of low value, mundane work that I didn't really enjoy anyways, and really focus on the high value stuff that got me ahead. If you don't do this, you'll waste time doing low value tasks, you'll get better at things that are gonna get automated anyway, and you'll end up going off in the wrong direction and trying to automate things that really shouldn't be automated. If you get this right, however, you can optimize your workflow and not only save time, get ahead of everybody else, but you can increase your value exponentially. At a glance, it can look something like this. You want to have your week mapped out really clearly. What are the tasks that I'm doing, at what time of day, and how much time is it taking me? So you basically just want it to look like a really clean calendar, no judgment. If things cross over, if you get distracted, but you really want to see when I'm doing what thing. First and foremost, you really want to map this out. And I know this is tedious, but trust me, this hard work that you put in up front is going to pay off dividends exponentially in the future. Okay, so now once I've gotten that mapped out, then I'm going to start to label them between a 1 and a 10, how much value that thing actually has. So for me, if I have a meeting with my team, and I meet with them in the morning and I give them the instructions that they have to do or the tasks they have to do for the day, that might be a 4 and a 5 versus actually doing a sales call. For me, I'm in sales. This is a 10. This is when I make the sale. This is when I do the most high value activity that only I can do. Nobody else can do this thing. This is my highest value activity. So 10 would be sales call. Maybe for you, it's writing code or doing something else, and then everything else can fall in between. Now on to step 2, which is reduce. I'm sure you're really excited to give some things to AI and get an automated workflow going. But before you do that, I want you to stop, take a breath, and really ask yourself, does this task, this low value task or repetitive thing, actually need to be in my workflow? My business partner Marcel is famously quoted for saying, what's better than automation is deletion. So if it falls under low value and is difficult to automate, then I would try and see if you can get rid of it completely. But if you can't do that, then I would do my best to try and give it to somebody else. And now for step 3, which is experiment. So now you've done your audit, you've gone through the deletion process, and now you've figured out what's worth keeping and what's worth trying to automate. Now you need to roll up your sleeves and get your hands dirty. I want you to start lining out the workflows and start playing with plugins and zaps and seeing how you can make this process easier for yourself. This is new tech, so it's going to take some time and focus, and there is going to be a learning curve here. But if you've done your audit process properly and you've delegated or deleted some things, you should have some time to invest in this process. And if this just isn't your cup of tea, you should at least have a good perspective on what you can hire someone to come and automate for you. What you're doing today is going to come back to you many times over in the future, whether that's a positive action or a negative one. And thankfully, with your focus and some help from AI, you can really make the most of these tumultuous times and come out on top. For more actionable videos about living a leveraged lifestyle with AI without all of the hype, make sure you hit subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.